In this session, we want to talk about dynamic actions and component visibility rules. Let's see in which scenarios they can be helpful to us. For example, if we want to build custom record pages for each user group, then we would end up having too many pages to manage. Wouldn't it be nice if we could build one page and show or hide components on it based on who the users are? That will be great, right? Instead of creating for each requirement, let's say Department A says we want this field, Department B says we don't want that field, Department C says I want another field on my page. So in that scenario, you're not going to be building 3 different pages. You would just build one page and add filters so that you can hide or display specific fields or components from that page per your user's requirements. And this component visibility rules allow us to do that. And we also have dynamic actions. These dynamic actions will be applied. So we have these dynamic actions that allows us to perform certain actions to our records. For example, if I navigate to my account record, and if particular users request me that they want specific fields or actions to be available to them, or if I need to remove specific button from certain user groups, then I could remove them by setting up this component visibility filter. So these buttons are called dynamic actions. So on this record page, these buttons that you see over here are called dynamic actions. And you can control them by using those component visibility filters. Again, that can be done on the Lightning page, guys. This is not something you could do on the page layout. Page builders, page layouts do not support component visibility filters. Next, we can basically, what we are doing is by adding this component visibility filters, we are making our pages dynamic. Don't let that fancy dynamic word confuse you. It basically means making some fields visible or invisible based on specific conditions, making some components visible or invisible based on some conditions. That's all that means, okay? So basically, the page will not be static. Static means every user will see the same page every time they look at it. In that scenario, the page is called a static page. But the component visibility filters allow us to make the page dynamic, meaning based on the user's profile or other identifier, sometimes users will see different components and fields on the same page. I may see different fields or components on the same page, and the users from HR department, for example, could see different fields. And that's what the component visibility filters allow us to do. And let's go over these rules. Component visibility properties appear when you select a component on a record, app, or home page in a Lightning App Builder. This behavior applies to standard components, custom components, and the components from App Exchange. When you define one or more filters and set the logic for a component, the component is hidden until the filter logic criteria are met. So we're going to be building these filters and it will make more sense to you. I just wanted to go over this. On record pages, you can choose record fields or advanced fields, such as fields from related objects or from a global object like user. Field values in component visibility filters can't span more than 5 fields, okay? So for example, you could go to the record, to the owner, to to the account record, and then the owner of that account record, and then the owner's manager, and the manager's manager. And if you go one more manager level up, and so over here, so how many levels we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this spans six level up, and therefore this type of long, complex component visibility filter is not supported. You can go only up to 5 levels up. Let's jump into this use case and configure our component visibility filter. So here what we're doing is we're adding a custom message to this page. We want users to be a little cautious if the opportunity amount is more than or equal to $1 million. This becomes to the department or to the organization kind of a hot opportunity or important opportunity. And what I want to display is a custom message so that the users know that what they need to do about this opportunity. Instead of just displaying custom message, we can also display them certain instructions, okay, to proceed with this opportunity. That's also an option. So in this scenario, I'm going to display a simple message, which I will say, I will just display this message that, for example, I will display big opportunity message for the users. In this scenario, in this configuration, I have displayed this funny message, but now I'm going to choose a different message. I will say, this is a big opportunity. Just that simple message, okay? But in reality, you would display specific message or specific instructions for the users to follow. So how do we do this? So what we're going to do is we will open an opportunity record. So let's open an opportunity record. All right. And then from the setup, we will click on edit page. So by default, we have this opportunity record page, and here we will display our custom message. So in order to display that custom message, I have to add some component from here. All right. So I'll basically select this. There is one component that is called rich text, which you can use to display certain messages. You could drop it here. If you drop it here, the message will get displayed over here. And you also have an option to drop it anywhere else on your page. All right. So I could keep it over here in this scenario, for example. And what I need to display, basically, I need to display this message if the opportunity amount is bigger than or equal to $1 million. All right. Let's first provide the text. I'll just say this is a $1 million opportunity. Okay. And if I want anything else to share with the users, I can go ahead and do that. So if I want to format this text, I could do that. So if you want to make it bigger, you could do that as well. If you change the font, you have that option as well. Also, if you want to display it right in the middle, you have that option. And if you want to make it bold, you can do that as well. You could also change the color of it. Let's set that. Done. And now it gets displayed in red. Okay. So once you put your text, and then over here, down here, you could add your filter. So this is where we add our filters. I'm going to click on this button, And I will say, if this record field, so I'm going with this filter type, the record field filter type, okay? Because why is that? That's because I am configuring my filter based on a field on this opportunity record. Sometimes you may need to configure your filter based on a device, whether they are using uh, a desktop or a phone, or you have some advanced settings. You could go with down to the user's profile, permissions, record, and device. You have some advanced settings over here too. If you want to display certain components to specific users, you have that option. In our scenario, we have to display this message based on the value on this field on the opportunity record. So that's why we will go with this record field option. So what is our conditions? Our conditions are we have to display this message if the amount in this opportunity is greater than or equal to 1 million. Okay. Is that 1 million? 6 zeros. That's 1 million. Whenever this condition is met, this this component will get displayed. Okay. So I'm going to click on done. So I'm facing with an error here. Let's try again. Invalid component. Rich text is invalid. Why is it saying? Okay, let's give the value again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. Click done. Try again, reload the page. Let me go ahead and reload this page. My work will be done, but I will have to configure that again. So I'll go back and drag and drop the rich text component here. Okay, we will add our message. This is a $1 million opportunity. We want to move it to the middle, make it bold, increase the font size. Okay, and then change the color. And then we will add the filter. Let me just save this first. Okay, I'm saving it. And again, I have to activate this page because once you make a change to the Lightning record page, Salesforce will ask you to activate it. To keep it simple, I'm assigning this new page or this updated page to the org. I'm making it an org default. Okay. And then I will go here and add a filter. So I'll say the amount greater than or equal, and then we'll provide the value 1 million. Click done. All right, so that is done. And then I will click save. Just pay attention. Once you add that filter, you get this orange eye icon here. So that means there is a filter on this component and it will not be always displayed. It will not always be displayed. It will be displayed based on some conditions that we configured. Right? So it's saved. Change is saved. Let's go back and view our opportunity records. For this opportunity record, I don't have that message. That's probably this amount is not $1 million or more, right? But if I change this amount to be, let's say, $2 million and save, then I would expect that component to get displayed. All right. If you navigate to other opportunity records, let's set this to 1 million and save. And again, that message gets displayed. And if I reduce the amount and save, and then it gets disappeared. So that is how we can make components dynamic. It's not always there, but it will be there if the conditions are met.